How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and today we have another interview from the cast of Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey, and in this case, the second movie with Mr. Louis Santer,
Hello,
aka Tigger. What is up? How's it
how's it
going?
going? Yeah, very good, thank you. Cheers for having me on. I'm excited. My first
Oh,
ever
I
stream interview, so I'm excited.
oh yeah, I'm so excited to have you on, man. I
Yeah, cheers,
absolutely
mate.
loved your role as Tigger, so
I
this
appreciate
is
it.
this is an honor. So
Thank
yeah, we
you.
already got we already got a ton of people in here. We
Have
got
we?
James Davidson.
Oh, good.
What's
Yeah,
up?
how's it
We
going,
got
James?
we got Tasha
Who's
Tassini,
that?
last
Good,
live
good,
stream.
good.
Yep. Super excited. I've got some questions I want to ask.
All
That's
right.
awesome. We got Ben in here. What's up?
Yo, how's it going?
Um, and then ready and waiting. Awesome. Super excited to get to know Louis Santer from Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey too. I am too. So, yep. We got my buddy, the Batman Talks Movies, in here. What's up, Jamie? How's
Hey,
it
how's it
going?
going?
And then my buddy, Dark Movies, aka Toby. What's up, dude? Hello,
Hey,
you
Toby, how's it
amazing
going?
people. What is up? Holy crap, that started so abruptly. Oh, jeez. All right. Well, thank you again for coming on here, man. Super excited to have you on here.
Thank
And I'm
you.
glad that we have already this huge chat lined up here. Hello, both of you. How are you guys doing? What's up? Bring your
Hello,
own
how's it
popcorn. My
going?
buddy Jack.
Cheers for joining
What's
us.
up? Yeah, thank you for hopping on, Jack. And then we have Ben loving the shades, Lewis.
Thank you, appreciate that. Ben, I really appreciate
Are
it.
those sunglasses or are they just
They're
normal
the orange tinted sort of ones. I feel like I've got
orange
dark.
tints? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I look knackered, so I thought I'd put these on, look a bit better than all. I thought
Oh,
it's a bit
geez.
crawly,
Okay.
yeah, like bags under my eyes, so look a
Oh,
bit better.
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so kicking things off, I guess I'll just ask my first question. What intrigued you about Blood and Honey, and what was the main draw you had toward the role? And how did you get into the interview process or the
Audition.
audition process? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it was quite interesting. So I was at the Globe at the time doing Shakespeare, at Shakespeare's Globe. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Hmm.
But I was doing something completely different, obviously from like horror movie sort of thing.
Right.
And then out of the blue, my agent sent me the role. They said, "Well, I'll put you forward for this role." Just sent me the character breakdown and just said, "Hopefully you're interested. I've already put you forward." And I remember reading it, and it said Tigger, like the scary villain opposite Winnie the Pooh. And then it had
Hmm.
like loads of like description of what he'll do, like the amount of people he'll kill and stuff like that. And then it said like inspirations, and it said Art the Clown, Freddy Krueger, Pennywise. And already I was like, I mean, I'm a massive like horror geek. I've got like a
Hmm.
Pennywise tattoo, and I've got
That's
like
awesome.
Ghostface and Joker, and I love like horror themed stuff. So when I saw that, I thought, yeah, that's a bit of me straight away. And my favorite one as well, I love Pennywise, I love Freddy Krueger. So already I was like really drawn to it.
That
And
is
then
awesome, man.
always said since about 2017 when the one with Bill Skarsgård came out, I
Hmm.
was seeing that and thinking I would love to work with prosthetics. Like I'd love to do that. And obviously in this it said heavy prosthetics, and it also said like animal studies as well. And I did
Hmm.
that at drama school. We did like a whole term in animal studies and like creature acting and how you would use creatures to get into a character and stuff like that.
That
So
is
all,
awesome.
like, it was all perfect, basically, is what I'm saying. And, like all these things were just ticking so many boxes. And I remember, like, normally I get excited about a role when my agent sends me one. I go, yeah, yeah, send me forward. Sounds great. But this was one where I was like, I need this. Like, I need
Yeah.
this role. And
Yeah,
I was like,
that's
forward.
awesome.
I was like, email the guys saying all these little notes and stuff. And my agent was like, yeah, I'll chase it. I'll chase it. And I just couldn't rest. And I remember being like, I need to get this role. So I literally found Reese and Scott and everyone involved in the first film on Instagram, even the cast. Like I followed Tash and stuff like that.
Hmm.
I need to follow these people, get on their radar. And I did that. And then I think it was about a week later, maybe not even that. I was at the Globe at the time. I think I just got back from rehearsals, and Reese texted me on Instagram saying, "Saw you followed us, and saw you got put forward for the role of Tigger. We love your look. Like they liked my facial structure, I think. For like,
Hmm.
there's a few things on Instagram I was doing like these really like evil smiles, and they liked that,
Yeah.
and my physical, like the physicality of me as an actor, I guess. And then they were like, yeah, we want to see a self tape ASAP. So then I did it. I think I had about like 2 days to do it. I think it was like give you the weekend to do it. And that was it. And then that was the audition process. I did this crazy self-tape, like the stuff I had to do, and it was crazy.
That's
And then
awesome.
sent that off. And then I think that was it for about 2 weeks. Didn't hear anything for about 2 weeks, and it was just killing me because I was like, "This is my." It's like when someone feels like this is being made for you, I was like, "This role's made for me. That's got to be mine." And then
Yeah.
like 2 weeks later, I got a text from Reese on like WhatsApp or something saying, "We want to give you the role. Like, we loved your self tape." So that was it.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
And I know
yeah.
you said something about tons of prosthetics. How long was the makeup process every day for when
So
you were
it
shooting?
wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. It was 2 hours for like the first couple of days, and then by the
That's good.
last day on set, it got down to about an hour and a half because the prosthetic studio, like the couple that do it, they're wonderful what they do, but they got so used to doing it, so by the last day on set, they were just like bashing it out really quick. But I really appreciate the time. Like people said, "Oh, it must be awful sitting there for 2 hours completely still," and I was like, I didn't mind it because it's a nice thing to like you come on set as an actor or as yourself, sorry, and you're joking with people and stuff, and then they go, "Right, Lewis, we need you in the makeup chair now. You got to get your prosthetics them fitted," and you sort of have that 2 hours to sort of meditate and think about the character and get into that mindset. So it kind of went like by so quick.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
I didn't mind it, to be honest. It was like quite a nice, peaceful 2 hours.
That's great. That is great, man. All right. First question in the chat. We have my buddy GM Light here. What's up, Griffin? What's up, fellas? Question for Lewis. If you could take on any horror icon to play in a reboot, who would you choose?
Oh my God, what a question. What a question. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like I've got to say Freddy because, I mean, Tigger, like Freddy Krueger was my main inspiration for Tigger.
Mhm.
But I don't know, I'd have to say Pennywise. I'd have to say Pennywise. I think
That would be great.
Pennywise is one of those things. Like if you look at Tim Curry's version, and look at Bill Skarsgård's versions, they're so different. So it's one of those characters. I feel like with Freddy Krueger, he's so set in his way. Like if you don't do it the way he's done it, people will kick off. But I feel like
Right.
with
Yeah.
Pennywise, there's a lot of. I feel like I could really go different from what them other two actors have done, and it would be accepted by fans. If that makes sense, I'd love
Right.
to take
Yeah.
that and then go crazy with it in my own way. What can I do with this character? So I'd say Pennywise. Pennywise. What very good question though. I mean, I could say everyone.
Yeah.
Pennywise, Jason Voorhees. I'll do them all. But
Yeah.
Pennywise, I had to say.
I mean, you'd have to like really beef up for Jason though. That's like
Yeah,
the one
bro.
thing. Yeah, that would. I
muscle.
mean, yeah, that would be a lot of muscle building there. I mean, if you're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
match up like
look,
Kane Hodder, not to put you down or anything, but
no, but they're
Kane
big
Hodder's
guys.
a
No,
beast.
yeah,
Kane Hodder's a
they're big
beast.
guys. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I have a question. If you had to play Tigger with a different inspiration instead of Freddy, who would you have chosen?
Oh, I feel like I can't say Art the Clown or Pennywise because obviously I already mentioned them. So if I had to go completely different, it's a good question from Natasha Tassini. I would say that's quite a good one, you know. I'd say maybe like Pinhead, maybe like something like Pinhead, where like it's really like I know Owl was very close to Pinhead, but like really monologue-y, because that's obviously like Pinhead, and it'd be the opposite to Tigger because Pinhead's really slow moving and he talks slowly and he's quite calm, where Tigger's obviously just complete psycho 24/7. So I'd say something like Pinhead would be really cool.
You know, now that you said like Owl was inspired by Pinhead, have you ever seen Jeepers Creepers?
No, I haven't. I haven't.
Okay, so I was thinking the whole time until I watched like a video about like what were like the huge inspirations and whatnot. I genuinely thought that Owl was inspired by the Creeper because of like his build and his outfit and whatnot. It looked a lot like the Creeper and like what all he did and whatnot. But yeah, it's cool that you mentioned that though. Love how
I think he looks like it's the saggy cheeks and stuff like that he's got.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like it's very cool though, like how the villains were all inspired by different slashers and whatnot.
I think it's just a nice sort of homage to all those characters from horror fans as well.
Yeah,
it's nice to see it.
Yeah,
to life and their legacy all sort of lives on.
Right. Can't wait to watch Winnie the Pooh 2 when it comes to streaming. Would have been cool if it comes to Norway someday.
That would be cool. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed for that. That'd be very cool.
Yeah, I hope you can check it out, Toby. If you had to do any convention in the world, what would it be?
I mean, I've got two that I'm very excited for at the moment. See, with conventions, it's quite interesting because I'm very new to this side of the industry of conventions and stuff. So
Right,
I'm
yeah.
sort of learning what ones are really cool and what ones you want to be going to. But so I'm going to HorrorCon actually in 2 weeks' time in Germany. So I'm very excited for that.
That's
That'll be
awesome.
cool. And there's one that I'm going to in Canada called Frightmare. And I've heard so much, like so many good things about it. I think it's meant to be like the agent I was chatting to was basically saying it's their favorite one, and it's like it's just a blast. Like not just the guests, but everything is huge, and there's so many cool things there. So I feel like I'm already going to one that, like, at the moment's at the top of my list. So I'm very grateful for that. But I
That's
need to learn.
awesome.
Like, send me some cool conventions, guys. Like, send me ones that I could talk to my agent for and sort of chase them up.
Yeah, I know. Actually, real quick, I know one of my friends was talking about one that comes to, I think it's Arizona.
Right.
I'm trying to remember what it's called. If he hopped in here, it would be very nice if he did.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Let me see here.
I know there's one in Texas that's huge. I was talking to some guys yesterday, and they said there's one in Texas. It's actually called Texas something. And it's
Oh,
a really cool convention, I think. So
oh,
I'd like to
nice. Horror convention in Arizona.
yeah,
Arizona.
guys, who's watching it, just send over some cool ones, and I'll look into them.
Yeah, do that for sure, guys. Oh, Mad Monster Party.
Mad
Yeah, I've
Monster.
heard that one. I've heard
Okay.
that one's cool. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
I think they do 2 every year or something like that. It's like one in South Carolina and then one in Arizona.
Oh, really?
So yeah. Next up, I have a question. What was your favorite part about playing Tigger?
My favorite part about being Tigger. Oh, my favorite part. I would say with Tigger, I loved everything about the character and everything I did. But I think with Tigger, I think the idea that he's just so adrenaline fueled all the time, and with a character that's like that crazy, it's like you almost can't do much wrong, if that makes sense. Like you can
Right.
really just let your hair down and just go absolutely crazy. And it's rare that you get a character where you're just told to go, just don't hold back. Whatever you do in every scene you're doing, don't hold back. I
Yeah.
mean, that was my favorite part. I had so much creative freedom just to go absolutely insane with this character, and no one could tell me too far to like dial it back a bit. I never heard that once on set. Like it was almost just like
That,
more. I had people shouting at me, going, "More that fuck her up, fuck her up." I'm going crazy on her. I don't know if you remember the girl with the wings.
yeah.
Texting
Yeah.
us. I'm just doing that. I literally had guys behind the camera being like, "Fuck her up, fuck her, quicker, faster, faster!" Like I was just going, and I was screaming.
That's awesome.
That's probably my favorite part. That you can't go too crazy with this character at all.
Right. Okay, yeah. Um Going basic right now, but what was it like on set for Winnie 2?
So good. It was so good. Honestly, the people there are amazing. Everyone was just so nice, and it is like a little family, to be fair. And it is like one of those things, we're making such a horrible film that's so gory and violent and demonic, but yeah, everyone's so sweet on set. And it was like between those takes, I was talking about them when I was like clawing that girl to death. Obviously, it's very physically demanding, and everyone's going fuck up, fuck up. But the minute they call cut, I literally had someone with a chair behind me at all times, and someone would pull out this chair and put it there. Like there's that if you want to sit down. A girl came up to me with like a water bottle with a straw in it because I had the teeth in. And she'd be like, "Do you want some water?" And then another guy was like, "I've got a coffee. Do you want a coffee?" It was so like all the time, everyone was really looking after you. So it was nice for like we're making such a violent film, but everyone's so sweet. So it was nice.
Yeah, that sounds great
Yeah,
for sure. Absolutely loved Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. You and Marcus are the highlights.
thank you. Appreciate
Marcus
that.
was Pooh, right?
Wow. No, he was Al.
Oh, he's Al. Okay, Al.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Mark, yeah, he did a great job as Al. Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, he was fantastic for
Loved
sure.
it. Yeah.
How did you get involved with the project?
So how to get involved. So a
Yeah.
lot of it was, we kind of mentioned it earlier. Yes, a lot of it was
Right.
social media was like a big deal with this character, I think, because it was like my agent sent me forward, but that's a normal process you get with anything. Your agent sends you forward, and sometimes you get the role over email where your agent does it all for you. But with this, I was so obsessed with like, no, I need this role. So I think Instagram was like the savior of this character. So like, obviously, I added everyone on Instagram, and Reese messaged me, DM'd me on Instagram, and we spoke for ages on there. And he's sending over clips of like Art the Clown and look at this particular scene, like the bedroom scene from Terrifier 2.
Oh,
He was
oh
like,
yeah.
yeah. he was like, look at this. This is what I want. This is the kind of character you're playing. And I was like, fuck yeah, now. I was like, this is crazy then. Like this is,
man.
I love it. I love it. I'm here for it. So Instagram was a big deal of this project, and I feel like a lot of it just happened over that. Just me and Reese sort of going back and forth. But it mainly just came from like a normal character breakdown that gets sent to your agent, and they send you forward, and then that was it.
That is, that's great for sure.
Yeah.
Great story. My friend Josh says, "What's up, Lewis?
What's up? How's it going?" Very good.
Was talking to Natasha. Lou, we need to watch Jeepers Creepers. Yeah, it's a great one for sure.
I've never watched it. I've never actually watched it. I've only seen like the posters. The reason I've actually only seen the posters as well is because everyone was comparing Al to Jeepers Creepers.
Oh, so yeah.
Like, who is this Jeepers Creepers? I've heard the song, but I was like, so I had to look online at what he looked like, and I was like, okay, I kind of see the similarity there.
Yeah, I hope you enjoy it if you ever check it out, though, man.
Yeah, well.
Name the horror movie that made you fall in love with the genre.
Ooh, that's such a good question. Oh my god. I was going to say It from 2017, but I already loved horror before that. Oh god, there's so many good horror films. See, I started off. It's quite funny. When I first started watching horror films, I loved like ghost ones. So when I was a kid, I would watch Paranormal Activity 1, Paranormal Activity 2, and Grave Encounters, I think it's called, which is sort of
I've heard about that one, yeah.
It's sort of ghosty zombie-ish. I used to like ghost ones a lot more and found them a lot more scary. And that kind of got me into the genre. And I've always loved it as a young kid. Like we would always be too young to watch him, but we'd love to see my mates would come over and we'll watch them like 4 a.m. And I used to always love it. Maybe it's just a bit weird, but I always just grew up on them. And then I think as I got older, I started appreciating like slasher ones more. And now I'm much more of a fan of like slasher movies. But I'd say, yeah, Paranormal Activity, them sort of ones, ghosty sort of ones, and all to do with like, you know, Ouija boards and stuff like that. They were the ones I kind of got involved in first.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
If you could have added an improvised line for Tigger that wasn't even in deleted scenes, what would you have added?
Oh shit. That's a good question. Because there's a lot of deleted lines that didn't actually make it into the film that I said. Then went back to like they're like homies to like Pennywise. There was a really cool line in there. Stuff like that didn't make it. I would say I had this idea that I said to Reese once, but I think there's an issue with it for some reason. But there was this idea that like he's going around the warehouse and I wanted him to sing The Wonderful Thing About Tigger's really slowly and like creepily. I had this idea and I think I said it to Reese once and he was like, yeah, maybe. And it kind of never got addressed again. But like I had this idea that people were sort of hiding in little pot, like in the warehouse. I'm still going around with like, the thing about Tigger is a Tigger. You know what I mean? And like, wonderful thing.
That would have been.
And then I'm still going around looking for these people, and they're like absolutely shitting their pants. But I'm like singing the song, and then
that would have been awesome.
The only one, and then like, you know what I mean? Then like jump right on someone like stabbing.
Okay, I was waiting for it while watching the movie. Is there in the deleted scenes you saying?
No, there's not. There's not. I know there should be. There's a bit of that. If you notice in the film, do you know I'm running and I'm going bounce?
Oh yeah.
Bounce. There's a little laugh, sort of almost similar to that, but nothing like that. No. No, I know there should be. I think there's space for it in part 3, definitely. I think we've already been talking about like certain lines and jokes in part 3. I was chatting to Reese and Scott around LA, and we were chatting about it a little bit. And they were like just throwing away like loads of cool, crazy ideas that we could put in there. So honestly, man, now you've said that, I'll note it down. And
all right, yeah, that would be awesome, man. That cool. Yeah. I'm writing my first horror screenplay, and I'm having a ball.
Oh, wicked, good stuff. Awesome. Love that.
He was talking about that with Tasha when she was on the stream last time, and yeah, that was very, very interesting stuff, man.
Really? Cool.
Tigger's my favorite horror movie character in the entire world.
Got a bit of a fan in this.
Yeah, pretty big fan. I know it was after the stream, I think Natasha said this, but you guys are dating and then met through Scott, right?
We did. Yeah. Literally my first day on set. So I literally got there. Bear in mind as well, like I think I just watched the first one like a week before. Like in the month before anyway, because when I first got the character, I thought I need to watch the first one at some point. So I ended up
Yeah.
watching it quite a few times as like preparation and that. And then I remember watching her and thinking, obviously she's very attractive. And I was like, bloody hell, like who's that? And then I added her on Instagram. And then the first day on set, Scott, the producer, came up to me and he's like, "Do you know the girl from the jacuzzi scene?" And the witness was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Oh, like she thinks you're like really attractive as well," and all this kind of
Oh,
thing.
geez.
All right. And that was it. And then one thing led to another. And then we met through the producer. And then obviously we didn't really put it anywhere. And then when it went on Instagram, when we were like sort of together, then fans were just going crazy. So he was dating Lara. And all this thing.
That's
So
awesome.
they loved it. Yeah.
Yeah. Lewis, the movie theater that I work at was showing Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2, and it was given a 3-minute standing ovation.
I love that. Absolutely love that. Wicked. Honestly, the reaction to this movie has just been priceless. It's been so good, man.
Yeah, I'm happy it's been getting so much ovation, man. Like online, I think what it debuted on Rotten Tomatoes at 100%.
Yeah, it was for about 3 days. It was about 100%. Yeah, about 3 days.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's good, honestly.
Yeah. Me writing down what you say about talking to your agent to remind you to talk to me about it.
Talk to you about it. What about saying talking to your agent? What tips and stuff? What's he saying? How did you prepare for the role?
Yeah, how did you prepare for it?
So I had like a month to prepare for the role. And I thought, what's the best way to sort of spend a month? So I decided, like I said earlier, to watch like every horror movie I could. Like I thought, if I watch all the horror films I can think of and look at all the different horror icons, that what can I like steal from them basically? What have they used I can use for this character? So I did that. And obviously my main inspiration was like Freddy Krueger anyway, Nart and Pennywise and that. So I looked at them guys a lot. And then I thought, right, now I also need to make it quite original. What can I put in just for myself? So I decided to sort of work on the movement of the character. So I was like deciding, is he on all fours or is he on 2 feet and this kind of thing. So I'd be up like in the house, like crawling around and like staring literally in the mirror and like working out twitches because Reese and Scott were like, he's on 50 Red Bulls at once. Like that's what Tigger is. He's always on like 50 Red Bulls.
Yeah.
Imagine that. And I was like, okay. So I was in the mirror and like thinking, if you had that much caffeine in you, you'd be like shaking and twitching and you would be able to, you would never be still. So I was like working out how would you portray that. And then I was in the gym a lot as well because I was thinking they wanted to be quite bulky. So I was like doing a lot of stretching as well, trying to be a bit more flexible for the character, but also like trying to get as much, like pack as much muscle I can before I go on set. And yeah, just stuff like that. Literally just, and then music as well. Music was a massive thing. I made a Tigger playlist on Spotify. I've still got it now. And it's just the worst songs you've ever heard. Like Screamo, and really creepy, horrible stuff. And some of it, one of the songs I've got it's called like Staple Worms to like my tits or some shit. It's a fucking awful title. And it is just like silence and someone just screams. Then it's silence and someone just screams in your ears like that over and over again. Like that does something to a man. If you're in the gym listening to that, like that will get you pretty in that sort of mindset. And I did that for about a month. So by the time that month was up, I was like, I'm ready to go. Like I was never doing anything in my life.
I'll have to take some tips from that for sure. If I ever,
if you ever need to get into like a demonic mindset, I'll send you the playlist.
All right, yeah. Are you excited about Bambi the Reckoning and Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare?
Yes, very excited. Very obviously, I don't know much. Like I know like a lot about like number 3 and some ideas for Pooniverse, but Bambi I didn't really know much about. And like when I saw the clip of Bambi flipping the car, that was the first time I saw that was when it was first shown in cinemas when watching Winnie 2. So I remember seeing that thinking, oh my god, that's fucking sick. And Peter Pan, like I also don't know much. I'm not really in the know with that film. I've heard Scott talking about it a little bit, like some ideas and stuff, and it sounds really cool. But yeah,
Scott's directing Peter Pan, right? Scott is
directing it. Yeah, he's super excited. He's got some great ideas, and he will absolutely smash that. Like it will be amazing.
I'm excited to see him direct that one.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's like he's obviously got a vision for it. Like he's so clear. He wants it like Black Phone and another French horror film. I think that he wants to base it on. He's got 2 films that are like proper inspiration for this.
Gotcha.
He's got a proper vision. Awesome. Yeah, I think it'd be cool. I'm excited just for these characters just to come into play because obviously everyone's excited for Pooniverse, but obviously before that happens, you've got to introduce these characters and get them in this world and see how fans like them and what they are. I'm excited just to get all these guys going, and then we can do whatever we want with them, make them fight or just take the ball to Ash down or whatever.
Right, yeah. My highest anticipated horror movie in the Twisted Childhood universe, is Poohniverse. That's mine too.
Yeah, good.
I think they said that was supposed to come out next year, right? 2025?
2025, yeah, 2025 is coming out. Don't know when exactly in the year, but I don't know when, but it will, by next year it'll be out.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I can't wait for it. Are you a fan of David Cronenberg's The Fly or any of his body horror movies?
Ooh, I'm afraid to say I've not actually heard of that. I'm not actually, no, I need to look that up. Not actually heard of that. So I'll add that to my list as well as Jeepers Creepers. I'll add that to my list.
Yeah, The Fly is a great one. Specifically the one from the 80s, so not the one from the 1950s. I think it's the remake of it.
Right.
So Jeff Goldblum's in it.
Oh, is he? Okay, right.
Yeah. Yeah. Who was your favorite kill in Winnie 1 and why?
Oh, maybe. No, I know who it is. It was Natasha Ticini. So Lara's death.
Yeah.
It's got to be. I'm not saying that because I'm being biased. I'm not honestly, when I actually watched the film for the first time before I even knew Natasha, it was my favorite kill. I think it's the longest kill, isn't it, for starters?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Like just from the get-go, from the hot tub, from the start of that scene until she's dead, a long sequence. And it is pretty most gruesome. I remember like my family watching it. I think one of my cousins watched it, and then even they said the same thing. They're like, "Oh, this is the movie you're doing the sequel to this?" I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh my god!" They were chatting about that. There's a girl with like her eye like hanging out of her head, and I was like, "I know." So I think that's one kill that I think just it sticks in everyone's mind and it's stuck in mine.
Yeah. Grave Encounters, isn't that a spoof movie? I might have
there's one. I think there is one that's a spoof, but there is one that isn't. I think there's one. I think it came out like 2009. And I remember watching it when I was like about 9. It was scary when I first watched it. It's about the one that is it's kind of a spoof movie. I know what you mean. It's about these ghost hunters and they're fake and they know they're fake. They go to fake places and they make noises and they go, "Oh my god, what was that?" And then they go to this abandoned asylum, like hospital sort of thing, and it's real and everything's actually real. Like it is haunted. And stuff
geez.
And it's about them then dealing with that. But it's awful. It's like I remember this one thing. There's this one guy on the ceiling. And he's got no tongue in his mouth, and he's like that, and his blood's just pouring out of his mouth. And I remember seeing that as a kid. Like, that was awful. That disturbed me.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's a good film. I think there might be a spoof version of it, but I'm pretty sure there's one that's not. But I recommend it.
What's that one called though?
Grave Encounters.
Grave Encounters. I've seen Grave Encounters actually. Yeah. The fake ghost hunters though that you're talking about. I
think that is Grave Encounters, is it not? Let me type it up. I thought it was.
I don't remember. It might be.
Maybe I'm thinking of a film then. Maybe Grave Encounters. There's the sequel. Maybe I'm thinking of the second one.
Oh yeah, there's a second one. I forgot about that.
Maybe I'm thinking of that one. This film here, Grave Encounters.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen the first one.
Maybe I'm talking about the sequel then. But I remember watching it as a kid.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe I'm talking about a sequel.
Yeah. I believe I've seen the.
Is that the one that you're talking about? This one there, that's the first one.
Yeah, the first one. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I've seen that one. Could be wrong.
But yeah, whatever it was, it definitely disturbed me.
Gotcha. Yeah. Ben says Lara was my favorite from Blood and Honey 1, and then Tigger was my favorite from number 2. Both standouts of the movie.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Do you think that there's a possibility that Gopher could be introduced in the future Winnie the Pooh horror movie?
Gopher.
Was he a Winnie the Pooh character? I'm not sure.
Let me talk about Gopher. I'm talking about this Winnie the Pooh. Oh yeah, Gopher. Oh my god, who's this guy? He's like a little. What is that? Is that like a little beaver or something? A little chipmunk.
Yeah, chipmunk or a mole or something.
Oh my god, what a big Welker character. the focus, is it?
That would be interesting.
Good idea, buddy. You might be on something there.
Yeah, that would be an interesting add on to the Pooh gang.
That'd be cool.
Scott really blew me away as Christopher Robin. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
fantastic.
he was so good. Yeah, he was really good at sort of, the way that obviously the events of the first one's obviously taken a toll on him, and like the way he sort of portrayed that, I thought was great.
Right, yeah.
Reflects from the first one.
Yeah. Is there a possibility we could see Tigger in another TCU movie besides Blood and Honey 3 and Pooniverse?
Oh, so there is talks of it. There is talks of it. I
Oh.
don't know what I can say. I don't think I can say anything.
Gotcha. Okay.
The only thing, yeah, sorry, yeah. The only one that's been confirmed is Free and Pooniverse, but there are talks of like stuff after Pooniverse and what we could do with the character and stuff.
Gotcha.
We sort of spoke about it a little bit when in Los Angeles when we were doing like the cinematic release and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if I can say anything.
How long did filming last on set for you for Pooh 2?
So it's quite mad. So with Tigger, it was only done. I was done in 3 nights. 3 nights. That was it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So we were making a point of this on when we were doing the Q&As in the States, because we were saying how like people were assuming that like we did maybe 1 or 2 kills a night, and it just wasn't. With like the Tigger massacre in the warehouse.
Oh, yeah.
That was literally like, I think we were killing like 4 or 5 people, maybe even 6 a night. Like it was crazy. Like we were literally, the way we were doing it was like we'd kill someone, do the bit of me going up to them, doing what I would do to them. Then they'd be done. Then they'd go to the makeup trailer, get their prosthetics fitted, like the slit throat or whatever. And then I'd go into the next person, if that makes sense, kill them. By the time I've done that, that person's now back from the makeup trailer. And then they go.
Okay.
So it's like this conveyor belt of victims coming to me.
Okay, yeah. that is a really cool way of doing things for sure.
Yeah. So we had like 2 nights to do that. So we smashed out the Tigger massacre, and then I think I had a couple of days off, and then I came back for the den scene with the police officers, and that was done. I think that wasn't even a whole night. I think that was only like half a night. So it was done really quick. So yeah, crazy.
Yeah, that's cool. Would you ever method act Tigger for future roles? So like Mike Tyson, I'm guessing, owning a tiger. Yeah.
No,
Oh man.
Not anything illegal. I think, to be fair, I feel like it's something that's called. I mean, I didn't obviously method act for Tigger in this. I like borderline method acted for this. I was like sort of used music and stuff to get into that mindset, and then by the time you're on set, you can then use the time in the makeup trailer to then get into the mindset. If that makes sense. And then whilst we were filming, I didn't really talk to anyone. I wasn't really that jokey like I normally am. I was like trying to stay there. But method acting, I don't know. I feel like it's one of those characters that like probably not. I probably just stick to what I've been doing with like being myself, and then once I'm sort of in makeup, then I'm there. Maybe I'd never get a little bit then between takes. Maybe I'd be a bit more grumpy.
Yeah. Here's one. Hang out with Robert Englund.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
go around the streets of London on all fours and like stuff like that. I feel like arrested pretty quick. Yeah.
We need to talk about disclaimers again. Oh boy. Who would win in a fight, a grizzly bear or Tigger?
Help the bear. I'll say help the bear. That's what I'll say.
Help the bear. Yeah, help the bear with the common enemy.
Oh, mess up the bear. Big time.
Yeah. Lewis, I believe that one of the movies that inspired Peter Pan, Neverland Nightmare was The Black Phone with Ethan Hawke. Yeah, you said that one, right? It was
it was.
Yeah.
I think that whole link between Ethan Hawke's character taking kids and obviously putting them in the basement with the Black Phone, and then Peter Pan basically doing the sort of same thing with kids, but taking them to Neverland. So it's like good inspiration there and a good sort of link.
That's creepy.
Yeah,
I am excited to watch that one. Now that you say
that's the thing with Peter Pan, though. People don't realize if you actually look into Peter Pan, it's kind of creepy. Like you've got this guy comes to children's windows and he just sort of grabs their hand and goes, "We're going to Neverland." Like it's weird. So it's like the fact that no one's thought of this before, and then Scott's gone, "Hang on, I could really make a sadistic film out of this." I think it's like it was there waiting for someone to do it.
Yeah, that is a very, very good idea there. Whoever came up with that one for sure. Would you love to see Sir Christopher Nolan tackle a horror movie?
Oh, I'd love that. I mean, The Dark Knight's one of my favorite films in my top 3. So I love The Dark Knight. I love his films. So I think if he did a horror film, I don't know if he would though. I feel like he's not the kind of guy to touch horror. But if he
Right.
did, I think it'd be amazing. Yeah, just what he did with like Heath Ledger's Joker and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. I know he's been talking about doing a horror movie. I don't
Hey,
know. So
oh,
yeah, it would be really cool if he did it for sure. But
oh, really?
yeah, I think he said he wanted his next movie to be like touching into horror, but
Oh, wow.
yeah, something like that.
That's cool. 'Cause he said he did superhero and he didn't want to do The Dark Knight, did he? He did Batman Begins and he wasn't too sure whether he wanted to keep making superhero films.
Mhm.
Which you can very much then get stuck in a box, can't you? So
Right, yeah.
maybe he'll just do one horror then, but that would be cool, that.
Yeah. Speaking of him, have you seen Oppenheimer, and would you love to be in one of his movies if given the opportunity?
Yes, I would love jump at the opportunity. I was just thinking that then. I was thinking if there's a horror, how can I get into that audition room? That's what I was thinking. Just
Mhm.
then. Yeah, I've seen Oppenheimer. I did like it, to be fair. I did like it. I thought it wasn't as good as everyone sort of made out. Is that bad? Is
Ah,
that controversial to say? I don't know. But I think when the bomb went off, I was sort of ready for the film to end. maybe
no.
maybe that's bad
Yeah,
to say, but like it was a good hour after that, and I was like, this isn't needed.
yeah,
But
I get that for sure.
who am I to talk shit on that film? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
that is very fair, yeah. Um, how would you beat Tigger in a fight?
oh, Mr. Payback. No, that'd be too good fun.
Oh, man.
What I do? I don't think there's no way you can be. I probably would just I don't know, thank him and just let him take me. That'd be it. What can I do? Like,
Yeah.
I can't do anything. I'll just stand there and
I would just just
let him
shake
go
his
crazy
hand
at
and
me.
say just shake his hand and say, "Kill me,
Fair play to
please."
you. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, fair play to your son. Go on.
Hunter says he'd use a shotgun.
The shotgun.
I mean,
Yeah,
he's
to be
pretty
fair,
quick.
I didn't think of
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I mean, I get shot in this one. I'm not obviously spoiling that, but I get shot in this
Mhm.
one, and it does quite a bit of damage. So maybe, yeah, if you got a gun, you actually
Yeah.
might. But I regenerate, so I would be back.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, the honey or whatever
it
that was
regenerates.
that they
Yeah.
used. Yeah. Um Lewis, I remember when I did a theater check during Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2, everyone was actually cheering for Tigger.
Oh, I love that.
That's
I
awesome.
love that. That's awesome. Yeah, honestly, it was like that in Los Angeles. Like, I don't know if it's like more of an American thing, but you'd never get that in England. You never really get people cheering in the cinema. Like, I've heard
Right.
it once. I think once for Endgame, I heard people cheering. I think when Captain America got the hammer, but
Mhm.
I've had like applause, but I've never heard people cheer. But when we went to watch this film in Los Angeles, every single night, especially the first night, people going crazy for this film. I love it. People were out like screaming and being like, when I first came out of the cage, they were like Tigger, and every time there was a kill, people going fuck man, and like they were loving it. So it's just great as an actor to sit there and have all these people around you cheering it on and loving what you're doing. It's just nothing to.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
I'm glad so many people again are like, given so much ovation for
yeah.
it.
Thank you, buddy.
You're such an inspiration and an amazing actor. Do you have any words of advice for actors starting out?
That's starting out. I think that's a good question, babe. I think. Oh, I see. It's hard because starting out can mean anything. Because if you haven't got any contacts, and the biggest thing is then trying to get contacts and trying to meet people and getting out there. But I think the biggest one, if you are starting out, if you've already got that sort of momentum going, is to stick with that momentum. I think like so many actors, and even actors I know that are like from drama school and stuff like that,
Mhm.
before me and left whatever after me at the same time, whatever, have sort of stopped at times and sort of done a job or whatever, and then just kind of gone, right, like you know what I mean, and, like just relishing
Yeah.
it, which is great. But I feel like if you're starting out, if you're not established yet, if you're still technically starting out, never lose that momentum. I think keep going. Don't like get stressed to the point where like you're getting burnt out. I still enjoy life and still have that carefree attitude about it, but just keep that momentum going. It's my biggest thing. I think, especially
Right.
if you're a new actor.
Gotcha. Okay. What is up, Luke? Pleasure to meet you, Lewis.
Hello, how's it going, Luke? You all right?
Yeah, he's one of my good buddies here,
Is he?
moderator on the channel. Yeah.
Cool.
Nolan said the reason why he hasn't done a horror movie yet is that the right story hasn't come to him.
That makes
That's
sense.
very fair. Yeah.
Yeah, for a lot of horrors can be quite similar, so it's quite good to find that original story.
Right. Yeah. Did you do a table read with the cast before filming Blood and Honey 2 even began filming?
No, literally nothing.
Oh,
No. I didn't even see the script. I literally got sent the character breakdown. I knew of the first one because I remember I was at drama school when the first one came out, and I remember it was viral, so I knew of it.
right.
But when I got the character breakdown, I was like, yeah, I need this. So there's no script or anything. And I think I got the role, and then maybe like a good week or two or something like that after I got the role, then Scott sent me the script, and then I was even more excited. I was like, oh my
Huh.
god, it's the best script ever. And then yeah, and then I literally met everyone on the first. I didn't even meet Al. Like, I've met him now. I've met Marcus. Eddie plays Piglet. Never met him. I've met him now, obviously through like the stuff. But like, I never met anyone
Yeah.
else. Because Tigger's very much away from the group. He doesn't really. There's not a scene with me with another character. If you notice,
Right. Yeah.
times. So I met Brian, who plays Winnie the Pooh, for like 15 minutes. That was it. We just kind of crossed paths.
Oh.
That was it. So no, there was no table read, nothing like that.
Gotcha. Okay.
I didn't need it. I was so ready just to go.
Yeah. Yeah. That. I bet. Yeah. Would you love to be in a movie directed by Tim Burton?
I'd love that. Absolutely love Tim Burton. Yeah, that'd be a dream. Absolute dream. Yeah, that'd be great.
Working for Tim Burton would just be amazing. Would you rather be a lead in a Tim Burton movie or a lead in a Wes Anderson movie?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, I was about to say that. That is really tough.
I'll say both. No. I'll say probably Tim Burton. I'd say Tim Burton. I think it's more sort of my style of like acting, I guess, sort of characters he has. That kind of weird sort of vibe is more sort of my vibe. So I'd say
yeah. I only ask if there was a table read because most movies do that. Yeah. Like movies and TV shows. Yeah.
Yeah, they do. But no, it wasn't for this.
Right. Okay. Have you seen Stephen King's 1408?
No, not seen that. Is it good? I love Stephen King.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard it is a good one.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyways, I'll have to look it up.
Yeah. So next question I have. Were you a fan of Winnie the Pooh prior to making the movie?
Yes, I was. Well, yeah, I was when I was a kid.
Gotcha.
It's quite funny because I kind of tell everyone I've sort of manifested this role because Tigger was like my favorite character when I was like in love with Winnie the Pooh. Like I literally had some Tigger merchandise. And when I first got this character, I told my mom and my dad and stuff, and they were obviously excited for me. And when I told my nan, she was like, "Oh, that's crazy," and then she basically went to her wardrobe and she pulled out this like Tigger like animatronic toy that I had as a kid.
Oh.
And there was another Tigger like mantelpiece thing that I had, and just like loads of cool like Tigger merchandise. I think it was a T-shirt or something. So it's crazy that like he was my favorite character when I was younger. And even like I used to be compared to Tigger. Like I've always been compared to him my whole life, like even up until this age, because I'm quite energetic anyway, and I'm always sort of thinking before I speak, and always sort of just high energy a lot.
Gotcha.
So people called me Tigger, so it's always sort of a character's kind of been on my mind because of that. So it's quite funny that obviously I got sent for this role because he was by far my favorite character in the series.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Would you want to do a silent film?
I want to do a silent movie. Yeah, I think that'd be interesting to do a silent film because I mean, there's that one actress that won. I think she won an Oscar. What movie was it? There's an actress who won an Oscar and she never actually spoke in the film. She's famous for it, and like I think it's a big thing as an actor. Like people get stuck in that thing of like script and lines and like that kind of like the what the character's saying and not stressing about lines. Or like actually, it's nothing to do with talking as an actor. Like I feel like we're not parrots.
Yeah,
we're actors. We're not just repeating stuff. So I feel like if you can do a silent film and impress people that way, then you're really doing something right. If that does that make sense? Yeah,
I get that. I know recently there was this movie that came out called Silent Night. It was I don't remember the guy's name that was in it, but he gets like shot in the throat, and so like starts off with a couple lines of dialogue, and then after he gets shot in the throat, then he doesn't like there's no talking at all. So it's pretty interesting. It's like, well, I mean, there's like one or two lines of dialogue. It's just like F you or F this guy and whatnot. It's just like, yeah, it's pretty well made, well acted. It's just like not the greatest thing on the planet, but it's well made and everything.
But yeah, I think silent characters are interesting. Some people like go, "Oh, I haven't got any lines in this. I haven't got any lines." I'm like, sometimes that's a really good thing. It's like Like, for example, John Wick 2, like Ruby Rose's character in that,
Yeah.
she's a mute assassin. She's like my favorite character in that film. Like, I
Yeah,
think
she's
cool.
great.
She's
Yeah.
badass. She doesn't talk. I think that's even cooler. She doesn't talk. And it's like Dave Bautista in Spectre, James Bond film. He has one line. He says "shit" and that's actually improv. He gets the thing about throwing his throat, and he gets pulled out of a train, and he goes "shit."
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen it, but the whole up until then, he doesn't talk at all. But he's got such a personality as this fucking brute, and it's like I think that's even cooler that he's not talking because he's doing so much face and body. So yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, silent characters are really, really cool for sure. Yeah. 1408 is a magnificent horror movie about a man who sleeps in rooms where horrific events take place. Ooh. It stars John Cusack and Samuel L. Jackson.
That's a well good film. That plot, that sounds really. Oh, do you know what? I might watch it tonight. Fuck it. Tonight.
Yeah.
Popcorn in the house. I'm gonna watch it. Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out sometime soon too.
Yeah.
Which director would be a dream to work with for you?
Oh, I mean, Christopher Nolan came to my head straight away. Yeah, I mean, if we're saying dream, then it would, Christopher Nolan. To be fair, we mentioned him earlier. It's got to be that would be my dream. If someone said right now, who would you pick? I'd pick him.
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
I'd love that.
If there was a silent black and white movie called The Artist, which won Best Picture many years ago. That's cool.
Maybe it's that.
Yeah.
The actor's won an Oscar. It might have been that. It might have been that film.
Yeah.
There is a film that came out quite recently, I think, where an actress won an Oscar and she doesn't talk at all in the movie, and people have been like, "How can you win an Oscar and not talk?" But it's obviously it can be done.
Yeah. I mean, it's one thing where you get to act and like lead your emotions with words and whatnot, but it is a completely other ballpark when you have to like show your emotions without even talking. So,
it's all here, it's all your body, it's everything. Like not even saying how you feel.
Yeah,
level of good.
Yeah, would you rather be a lead in a vampire movie or a zombie movie?
Oh, this might be controversial. Like most people would say vampire, but I'd love to be a lead in a zombie film. I think that'd be cool. It depends what sort of zombie film. We're both really like. I love Shaun of the Dead. That kind of zombie film. It's just stupid humor. I'd love to do something. Love to do something like that. And then like Army of the Dead sort of thing, where like Dave Bautista's obviously in that, and he's just got machine guns, just like zombies. That would be fucking badass. So I think either one of like a comedy or a serious one, but I'd have to say zombie film. I'd love to be
right. Yeah, I would love to be leading both personally, but
both. Yeah, I can say both.
Yeah. Would you like to star in a film noir? So like a crime drama sort of thing?
Oh yeah, I'd love that. Yeah, that's not really something I've really dabbled in yet, to be fair. So I'd love to do something like that.
Right. Okay. What was your first tattoo, and what's your favorite tattoo? Not bouncy.
Bouncy.
Oh God.
You know about the bouncy one? So
I don't know.
So before I say it, because she's now mentioned it. So this girl, right? So my girlfriend, she basically Natasha Tassini. What she did was crazy. She so we had Q&As out in Los Angeles, and literally on the second Q&A, she came up to me, and she bought me like this Tigger top, and she bought me she got herself a hoodie and stuff like that, and she was like, "Babe, I've done a bad thing." I was like, "What?"
Oh jeez.
And bear in mind, I'm on cloud nine already. Like my adrenaline's going crazy. Like I've just watched the film again. Fans were queuing up. We were doing signings. I'm really happy. And then she's gone, "I've done a bad thing." I was like, "What?" And she rolled up her sleeve. She's got bouncy, and copied my tattoos and got ha ha ha. Like I've got Joker tats there. She's put that under it. And I was literally like, if you could see me in that moment, I was like, "No, you haven't." I thought it was fake. I was like, "That's fake. That's fake." And then she
oh my God.
So I didn't see her all day. She was on set for a film, actually, funny enough. And I thought she was doing that all day. So I didn't know she was also doing that and getting a tattoo. So now we've got matching Tigger tats, which is cool. But anyway,
that's great.
I thought I'd quickly say the story. But back to the question. So my first tattoo was the snake, which is actually my biggest tattoo. It's a huge tattoo goes up there. So it's actually my biggest one. Took about 12 hours to do.
Oh, geez.
First one. I went, my dad said he'd paid for my first tattoo when I was about 18. So I was obviously very young. I just turned 18. And I paid for the first one. So I think she was like, right, I'm going big. My favorite one, I would have said bouncy, to be fair, because there's a lot of meaning, but I can't say it, apparently. So I'd probably say the Grim Reaper, because I just think that's
dope.
I'll be the Grim Reaper. So, yeah, I love it.
That is awesome. Laren's in here. What's up, Mike and Lewis? Good evening to you
Good
both.
evening.
What
How's it
is up?
going? How's it
What's
going?
up, Laren? What is your favorite black and white horror movie?
Ooh, 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 ooh.
So like Dracula age
I
sort
was
of
literally
movie?
thinking
Yeah.
Dracula just then.
Yeah.
Or maybe probably the man who laughs. I'd say. Was it the man who smiles, or the man who laughs? The man who laughs, isn't it?
I don't know.
The one,
Man Who Laughs.
it's what. So basically, the Joker's based off this film. So they got the idea of the Joker
Oh.
comic back. So the man who laughs. Yeah, here we go. It's a
Oh.
1928. It came out. The man who
Yeah,
laughs.
1928.
So
Victor
this, I haven't
Hugo.
actually,
Okay.
yeah, I haven't watched the movie the whole way through. But I feel like I've watched enough clips now where like there's a load of clips online. So I feel like I've watched most of the film, and yeah, so that probably
That's
just because
awesome.
that led to the Joker. I think it's so cool that like people who started DC Comics looked at that and was like, we're gonna make a villain like that.
Yeah,
It's permanent
I'll have to
smile.
watch that. I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah, check it out, man.
The movie that made me fall in love with horror was House on Haunted Hill. Nice.
Ooh.
That they did the TV show for that recently, right? The
Oh
Mike
yes.
Flanagan show. Yeah,
Oh yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah, no, I have heard of that. I haven't watched it. I need to watch that.
I
So
haven't either.
I'm putting it in my
Yeah,
notes. I'm literally looking at it now.
yeah,
Haunted Hill, 1959.
yeah. Just watched Shaun of the Dead for the first time and loved it. Yeah, it's one of my
What a film.
favorites.
Such a
Yeah.
good film. That would be a dream for me because I love comedy as well. Like people obviously think like I love horror films, so I think people sort of assume I just love doing that. But my other favorite thing is comedy. So if you sort of combine the two, that would be like an absolute dream of mine.
Yeah, and Edgar Wright would be an awesome director to work
And
with. Too.
yeah.
Larens asks, "What's your favorite makeup effects artist?"
I'm gonna have to say the Prosthetics Studio. I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna have to shout them out.
Yeah.
They did so much before Tigger and Pooh, and that they did Voldemort in Harry Potter. They did Mad Eye Moody in Harry Potter. They did Red Skull in Captain America.
I guess a lot of makeup without noses. It seems like Voldemort.
Yeah, there's cutting off noses now.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I think they're then. When I first went to their warehouse, I had to go to their warehouse in Barnsley, which is north of England. I remember walking into their warehouse to get the mold done of your head, obviously like the silicone. And I remember just looking around this warehouse, and I was just a complete geek because it was just everything I loved, and it was like pictures of it and mannequin heads with it on the mannequin heads, and I was like, this is crazy. So they're amazing, them guys.
That's awesome. If I'm not mistaken, the people who made Shaun of the Dead also made Hot Fuzz. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, Edgar Wright is the same director.
Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End. You got to watch The World's End as well.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, World's End. It's a great one for sure. I haven't seen it in a couple of years, but it's a great one for sure, from what I remember. Yeah. Mike and Lewis, what's up? Cam, one of my other good friends here. Got a question. What's your favorite scary movie?
Favorite scary movie.
Also, what is your what is the scariest movie you've ever seen?
Oh, the scariest. But it's hard. My favorite one, I'll start off with that, is It. So the 2017 version is my favorite, just because of Bill Skarsgård and what he did with that character. I remember watching it in cinemas and being like, "That's just genius." Like just everything, the laugh, the voice, the things to do with his eyes, everything. So that's my favorite horror film. But scariest, I feel like I don't normally get like scared now. I'm not trying to be that guy. Like, I'm not get scared, but like, do you know what I mean? I don't like find ghosty ones scary. It's more sort of cringy, like the ones that I'm like I can't bear to watch. That sort of ones I class that as like more scary now. And I'll say like stuff like the Human Centipede, man. Like them sort of films is like number 3 was like not scary, just a hard, brutal watch, man. Like watching, like he was cut out someone's nutsack and he's rubbing the blood over his face, and they cut a hole in the side of him, and he starts shagging the hole, and it's like it's just fucking insane. And
now that you mentioned Human Centipede, that reminds me. I was talking to Natasha about this last time. Cannibal Holocaust.
All right.
I had just checked that one out like the day prior to that interview, so that was like on my mind.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that movie is
it bad?
Really? That's up there with Human Centipede for sure.
Is it? I have to check it out because I watch these things anyway. I complain about it, but I'll still watch it because
yeah, it's one of those that just is messed up what they made with that movie. It's like they actually killed animals on set and whatnot.
Did what?
They killed animals. It was like a turtle, that there was a monkey, and I think there was a dog or something like that they killed on set. Like on screen, yeah.
I don't know if I could watch that. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't know it's real.
Yeah. And I actually watched it with Cam here. I watched it with him. Yeah. We were on call. It was him, his brother, and then one of our other friends. We watched it and it was, oh god. that was rough.
Jesus.
If I was casting the Matt Reeves, the Batman 2, I would campaign Lewis to play Joker. Oh man.
Oh bro, you've answered my prayers if that happened. Joker is, I say this, he's my dream role. If I could pick a dream role, as much as I've been boasting about Pennywise and all that and Christopher Nolan character, if I could pick a dream character, I'm putting out in the universe is the Joker. I think if I could I think it'd be an honor to play him because he's one of those. It's similar to what I was saying about Pennywise earlier. You could do so much with that character, make it your own thing. If you look at every depiction of that character, they're all obviously similar, the makeup or the bleached skin, but they're all very. Everyone does it very differently, and I'd love to have my own interpretation of the character.
Yeah, that would be awesome to see for sure, dude.
Yeah, so thank you for sending that in.
Can you do any impressions of your favorite characters and or Tigger?
And or Tigger, okay. Should I do a Tigger line? Should I? I have to do one. What line?
Can you do the fluorescent bitch line?
Okay. Come here, you fluorescent bitch.
Yeah! Round of applause.
I love it. I think that's my favorite line. People love that one. It wasn't my favorite one, but people love it. I was saying I like dance bitch or that one or better watch where you going, bitch. That was probably my favorite one too, actually. Yeah. I loved it. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. Can you do any other impressions?
Any other ones? I could do a bit of Pennywise, maybe.
Oh.
Hey, Georgie. It's a nice boat. Do you want to bet? That's pretty good. That's pretty good, maybe. That's up there. Ghostface.
Oh,
hello there. I know it's late. I know your light was on, and I figured you had trouble sleeping. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Apart from that, I don't know.
Scary movie.
That's pretty good, bro. That's good.
Oh, thanks,
What's
man.
your favorite scary movie? Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, Ghostface, Pennywise, anything like that. I love all that.
Yeah, same, dude. One of my all-time favorite black and white horror movies is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Friedrich March. I haven't seen it, but I've heard a lot about it.
I've checked that one out.
Yeah. Do you know that? Did you know that Sir Christopher Nolan says that as much as he enjoys comedies, he refuses to make one?
I did know this. His favorite film. I saw a radio interview of him once, and he said his favorite two films. There was one that was really sort of out there, never heard it before, and then the other one was Talladega Nights. Girl. And then the radio presenter's like, what? Like, you're literally Sir Christopher Nolan. You make, like, masterpieces. I'm not saying Talladega Nights isn't, but it's not, like, in comparison with, like, Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, if you're not first, you're last. That's what he said. I was like, that's so cool. He quotes the film. If you ain't first, you're last. I was like, come on, man. So, yeah, I know that's one of his favorite films.
That's great.
Funny to me, yeah.
I love Talladega Nights, though, man. It's a great movie.
All the time, yeah.
Yeah. Do you think they might do a follow-up to Poohniverse?
100%. Yeah. I think it's one of those things with these movies, like if people are enjoying them and the fans are coming back to watch them, then they'll keep coming. There's one of those things. And the good thing about Reese and Scott as well, they listen to the fans so much. Like even today on Reese's Instagram, I noticed he did a thing on Instagram saying, what do you want to see in Poohniverse? And out there for him. So it's like that. It's one of those things that it could keep going for as long as the fans want, and at the same time, fan ideas are going into these films or whatever they want to see.
Yeah.
Put into it.
Yeah. I cannot wait for Poohniverse, man. I'm so excited. Did you enjoy It Chapter 2? Because I know that there was a lot of discourse. Like people were saying, "Oh, this is disappointing," and yada yada yada. But yeah, I'm with you, man. It's a great.
Yeah, I loved it. I think there's pros and cons. I think one of the pros, the biggest thing was like Pennywise's screen time. I think he had a lot more screen time, and he was just funny when he's going like, "Oh, those sit-ups." He's like, "Sit up, fat boy," and all that. And I was like, I love all that stuff. And then like when he's
know your secret.
yeah, love all that. And then, but the only thing I didn't like was the ending. I thought the ending was. I know everyone hated the ending. But it was him being this massive fucking crab spider creature, and then they just threw a few insults at him, and then he's like a little fucking
calling him a clown. Yeah,
and I was like, what, like a little, do you know what I mean, baby thing stuck to this. I was like, what? That's the only thing I struggled with. I thought like the ending felt rushed to me.
Yeah, really the main complaint that I have, one, the ending, and then the fact that like, you know, they're going after like the relics or whatnot, that they like the childhood belongings and whatnot that they wanted to like sacrifice, and then it's like 2 hours of just like building that up, and then right when you get to the end of that, they do like the sacrificial, like the ceremony or whatever, and then it's just a waste.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, it's just like, why did we waste all that time for it just to not work?
Yeah, that's actually a really good point, to be fair. The whole movie's literally, I didn't think of it that way.
But I still love the movie though.
Laughing and burst out of it.
I still love that movie though. Like, don't get me wrong. Like the build up, the character development, it's all good. It's just like that whole like hour and a half long of the movie was just a waste. But I refuse to watch Human Centipede. I don't blame you.
If you're a horror fan, give it a watch. Just give it. See what you think.
You're not a real horror fan until you watch the Human Centipede.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, watch it, bitch. Yeah.
Do you believe that Poohniverse will be the longest in the TCU?
Oh, I think it's got. I think it kind of has to be. I think because you got to understand. Like, I mean, it's hard to juggle four killers. Sorry, in this film. That's not normally done. Every horror film only has one killer. This had 4. And then number 3 is gonna have like a load more, and then Poohniverse is just off the fucking charts. Like it's just nuts. So you need to give the fans what they want, and to give each sort of killer enough sort of screen time and enough character development. You need to have a long film. So you've done it too long though, because horror films normally aren't too long because it's too much. If you've got 3 hours of just fucking shit flying out of people's bodies and stuff, it's a lot. You know what I mean? You're going to be like, oh, I can't take this anymore. So I think it could easily be the Tigger growl. Oh god,
Tigger growl.
I don't know if I'll pick up on it. Wait, I need some more quick. I don't know if I'll pick up on the monitor. Is it picking up?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm doing that a lot on set. I was just doing that in the prosthetics, and then also with the teeth in there, it kind of sounds a bit better when it gets echoey sound with the prosthetics on.
Right.
And the guys are just amazing when they're doing this in the sound studio, because I was like doing this growl, and Scott, I remember Scott, it was a bit where he had the face off actually, and he was like, I love the growl you're doing. He's like, keep doing it. I was like, yeah, okay. So I kept doing it, and I thought, is that going to sound a bit naff though? Like, because it's prosthetics and it's not like that loud, obviously, like might not pick it up and all that. But then they took the growl and they distorted it, so you can hear me when I'm doing that though.
Oh yeah.
It sounds really deep and demonic what they've done to that growl, and obviously with the voice anyway.
Yeah,
Christopher. Obviously.
Okay, so was your voice for Tigger, was that all like natural, or was that like tweaked a little bit with like a voice changer, or?
It was tweaked. Yeah, it was the exact kind of the exact same thing they did Robert England. So when we were talking about the accent, Reese sent me a video of Robert England talking about the Freddy Krueger voice and how like he pinches it at the back of his throat. So it's like, hello everyone. So I'm always picturing it like pinching at the back of my throat. It's what I'm trying to think when I'm doing the voice. And then it's called, like, they did a thing called radio sound, I think it's called, where it's like you just slow it down ever so slightly. That's what they did with Freddy Krueger. I think they did something similar with this, but they also distorted it and made it a bit deeper as well. So it sounds more gravelly and even more deep. So it is my voice, and I'm doing the accent and stuff, and I tried to go as deep as I could with stuff. But yeah, they definitely played around with it a lot.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Would you like to see Nolan direct the courtroom drama?
Yeah, Nolan's doing a lot, isn't he? Yeah,
yeah.
I think Nolan's one of those directors. Really? Gave you the chills. Oh, cheers, man. Appreciate that.
Nice, yeah.
There's me. I'm not acting like literally. I do the impression all the time. Like Natasha will back
Oh.
that up. Like I'll come out of something and be like, time to float. Do you know what I mean? Like I do it all the time. It's me going,
Yeah.
oh, I don't know if I can do it. Like I know I can do it because I do it in my house all day long. I walk around quoting fucking Freddy Krueger and Pennywise.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. I heard Nolan loves the Fast and Furious movies. Would love to see him direct one.
Does he? No way. Christopher Nolan loves Fast and Furious.
Well, I mean, at least he's not like full of himself like Marty Scorsese, where he's like, these movies are ruining cinema. This is cinema, and then he pulls out his own movie. And like I like that he's actually aware of, like, you know, Fast and Furious is fun.
Yeah, exactly. Not every movie has to be like a masterpiece. Do you know what I mean? Like have a story and a message. You can't just have a movie where cars are going in space and people are getting shot left, right, and center. Or you can have one where a killer tiger man is ripping out a girl's eyeballs and eating them. It's all cinema. It's all valid. People like different things. I personally probably prefer more horror films to Martin Scorsese's pictures. Do you know what I mean? I like some of his films, but I love a gory horror film, and I also love the Fast and Furious. I like number 6 and 7 a lot. So.
Right. Yeah. I remember, speaking of that though too, I remember when I was writing my my written review for Blood and Honey 2, I said, I don't know what Scorsese's talking about. This is cinema.
Yeah, he said.
Yeah. Let me pull it up here.
I'll have to read your review, man. I'll have to give it a read.
It's on Letterboxd here.
Oh, is it?
So, you know Letterboxd? I'm guessing you know
Letterboxd. Yeah.
Okay, let me pull it up here. I said, nah, I don't know what you guys are talking about. This is cinema. In bold, this is cinema. Yeah. Apparently, Tobey Maguire was once considered to play adult Billy, but he turned it down.
Adult Billy? Oh, really?
So for it, I think. Yeah.
Oh, really? Was he? Oh, mad. They're quite a good cast for that, to be fair. It was a good cast, wasn't it?
Yeah, James McAvoy.
Yeah. What's her name? Is it Jessica Chastain, whatever her name is?
Yeah, Jessica Chastain, Bill Hader.
Bill Hader, yeah. That's the one I was thinking of him, yeah.
They had the Old Spice guy. You know, Old Spice ads. They had the
Old Spice,
yeah, Old Spice.
They get some random actors in that. They had the guy who played Trevor from GTA and Old Spice. They had Stephen Ogg was on there. I was thinking,
yeah. Are you a fan of Alfred Hitchcock's movies such as Psycho, The Birds, and Rear Window?
I've watched Psycho. I'm a fan of Psycho, but I need to watch The Birds because, funny enough, when we were in Los Angeles, we did the Universal Studios tour, and we were talking about Alfred Hitchcock a lot on that tour, and everyone kept talking about The Birds, and like that was like how that was a masterpiece and stuff like that. And they kept talking about it on this tour. So that from that day, I was like, I need to watch this film. So it's funny you say that because it's actually already on my watch list. The Birds. Not heard of Rear Window. Not heard of that one.
Oh,
I need to watch that.
So it's Gregory Peck. I believe it's Gregory Peck.
Right.
I believe so. No. Who was in that? I don't think it was Gregory Peck. Rear Window. Anyways, so it's about a dude that he breaks his leg, and so he's like housebound for a really long time. Right. And he's like, he's just like spying on the neighborhood because it's the 50s. It's the dead middle of the summer. There's nothing else to do. James Stewart. Okay. James Stewart. Right. Yes, dead heat of the summer. There's nothing else to do. He's using binoculars, spying on his neighbors and whatnot. And he sees across the street some dude kill a chick. So he's like looking into what's going on, and it's all in his little apartment. So it all takes place in his apartment.
Oh shit!
So it's a really, really good movie.
Is it?
That's probably my favorite Hitchcock movie, if I'm being honest.
Really?
I haven't seen North by Northwest. I haven't seen like Rope. I haven't seen a lot of his movies. I've seen Psycho and the Birds, and those are great. And I've seen Vertigo, but that's about it. So like all of his essentials I've seen. So
yeah. Oh cool, man. I'll give it a watch.
Lewis, have you seen that Stephen King movie Secret Window starring Johnny Depp? If not, it's about a man who is accused of plagiarism and chaos ensues.
No, I've not seen that. My movie knowledge is bad, man. I
Oh
thought I'd
no,
seen a
no
lot of
worries, no
films.
worries.
I need to up my film watching. But I love Johnny Depp. He's like probably top 3 actors I love.
Oh yeah.
So anything he does. So I'm surprised I've not actually heard of it because I feel like I've watched so many of his films. But that's definitely
an interesting one for sure. Secret Window. That is definitely an interesting watch.
One of the reasons I love Tim Burton because he uses Johnny Depp so much and stuff like that.
Right.
Love all the
Yeah.
stuff he does.
And it always blows my mind, and every time that I watch Nightmare on Elm Street, like this is the movie that gave us Jack Sparrow, Edward Scissorhands,
Yeah,
all of that. And I mean, I guess it makes sense for Edward Scissorhands because
literally he started out on that film. Yeah, honestly, I think he was like a band player, wasn't he? He only did that film because he needed money.
Yeah, I think so.
He literally didn't want to be an actor, and he did that because I think someone offered it to him, or his mate got him involved, and he was like, he needed rent money. So he went, "I'll go on then, I'll do it," and then found a new love for acting. I think it's a crazy acting story. I think that's just so easily just get into the world of it like that.
One of my all-time favorite Tim Burton movies is Sleepy Hollow.
So the guys who did the prosthetics for Tigger worked on that film. They worked on it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Because I remember talking to him because they've worked on so many big movies and stuff. And I remember saying to them, "Well, what was your favorite?" Obviously, it's like a genuine, question you would ask these sort of people. And they said Sleepy Hollow with Johnny Depp. I was like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, we worked on that as well." So they I don't know what they did exactly. Maybe they did all the prosthetics, but a lot of the makeup and stuff and whatever it was, the makeup effects on that film was done by the prosthetic studio.
Yeah. Wow.
And then they did Tigger.
Yeah.
They do a lot of different stuff.
Yeah. If you were to go up against an action movie star, would you rather go against Arnold Schwarzenegger or Jason Statham?
Are we talking about now or in their prime?
In their primes.
In their prime.
Or to throw this one in too, Sylvester Stallone.
If it was, Jesus, in their prime. I feel like who would I want to go up against? I would say if it's 3 now, I would have to say what in order. I think do you know Jason Statham looks like an animal. I don't want to go. I think he'll be one down the list.
If you've ever seen Crank, you do not want to fight him in Crank.
Fast and Furious 7, so many of these films. He's just an animal in just his fighting style and stuff like that. So Crank's a good film, but I love Crank. But I'd say he's third on this. I don't want to go up against him. I think that'd be a tough one. But I'd say probably Sylvester, maybe. Oh, he's Rocky though, isn't he? He's Rambo.
Yeah.
Maybe Arnie. I say Arnie. I'll have a chance against Arnie.
Arnie's the Terminator, so there's.
We're talking characters. Then obviously I don't want to go against.
He killed the Predator. He killed the Predator. So I mean, he didn't technically kill the Predator. The Predator committed suicide technically. So. Yeah. I would love to see Tigger and Captain Hook tag team in Poohniverse. That would be dope.
Yeah. I think honestly, Poohniverse, I can't say anything obviously, but I did talk to Scott and Reese whilst we're out in America, and there's one scene they mentioned in Poohniverse, and it's just crazy, man, just crazy. There's a couple they mentioned. There's one scene in particular they said it involves a lot of characters, and it just sounded mental. And I remember hearing it, and I could picture it in my mind. And I was like, that fans. I mean, I'm gonna love it, but fans are gonna absolutely fucking love this. It'll be just pure chaos. And like you said, if you read the thing that they released on Instagram, it said, we'll team up to fight Ashdown and fight obviously Christopher and the characters from Peter Pan and Bambi. So we will tag teams. I'm sure I could tag team with Captain Hook, but I feel like they also said we'll go against each other as well. So I'm excited to see like the rivals in the group and see like who's the troublemakers and who's the ones that are disagreeing with the other one and like going toe to toe with him. I think that'd be interesting.
Right. Yeah, that would be really cool. Who are some of your favorite horror acting icons? Ooh. So like the actors.
Yeah, so I would say straight off the bat, Bill Skarsgård. I've mentioned him a lot today, but like Robert Englund again. David Howland Taunton, who does Art the Clown. Looked at him. Them guys looked at a lot for inspiration.
Yeah.
But I would also say, like, the guy who plays Lipstick Demon, what's his name? I forget his name. He plays Lipstick Demon in Insidious.
Oh, that guy.
He's He's
Oh my
really
God.
cool. I think he's really like a really cool
Oh,
guy. I think his physicality for that character, I love that character, man. I love it. It's like the
yeah.
that bit when he's like sharpening his claws and all that, and
Mhm.
like the turning wheel, that kind of thing. I think what's his name? I've followed him on Instagram. I don't know his name. He's great. I think Lipstick Demon's sort of a horror icon now, isn't he? Sort
Mhm.
of. He's up there. Who else would I say? Who else? Loads, to be fair, man. I think that's the great thing about horror. There's so many cool icons. Even like the Purge. There's some characters in the Purge that I
Oh
love.
yeah.
There's the one with the God Mask guy. I love him.
Yeah.
That character there. So many cool. And that actor was his Lakeith Stanfield is his name. Lakeith Stanfield, I think his name is.
Yeah.
His name is on the Purge. That was like his break.
Mhm.
He's cool.
Yeah.
So
I know
yeah.
somewhere I have one of the masks from the Purge. It's like
Oh wow.
the one of the light up ones. It's like just like a it kind of looks like you ever seen
Yeah.
V for Vendetta?
Yeah.
It kind of looks like
The
it's like the
mask.
shape of that mask, except it's just like there's like a green like lining around it that makes it glow,
Yeah.
and like the mustache and everything.
Oh, I've seen them online. Them masks. Yeah, the Guy Fawkes sort of
Yeah.
ones, isn't they? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Would you love to be in a Christmas horror movie?
I would love that. My surname's actually Santer, so
Oh,
I feel like it's meant to be.
yeah.
I was talking to someone the other day about this. Who is it? I was talking to someone, and they said that they were going. They were saying about my surname. They said, "Why don't you do a Christmas one?" I was like, "That'll be cool." There's like a Santa Claus gone on a rampage. He's
Yeah.
done for Christmas this year, and he's just massacring the kids instead. I think that'd
Oh,
be cool.
jeez.
And like killer
Yeah.
reindeers. That's a good.
Yeah.
I might actually jot that one down.
Yep. My buddy Reagan's in here. What's up?
Yo, how's it going?
One of my all-time favorite indie horror movies is Blair Witch Project.
Blair Witch, yeah, love Blair
Great.
Witch, love it.
Great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anything sort of real time footage, love those sort of films. It's like
Mm-hmm.
footage I found.
Yeah.
So great.
Mm-hmm. Is a script for Pooniverse written?
Oh, I see. I don't know. So like I know bits and bobs, but I don't know much.
Okay.
I wouldn't imagine so. Honestly, I could be lying though. Like I don't know what these guys are up to. Not really in the know at the moment. But all I know is, I mean, last time I spoke to him about it was probably like 2-3 weeks ago now, and it was more sort of brainstorming ideas and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the ideas that were getting brainstormed were getting more structured and stuff like that, and it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So the stuff they've got that they're thinking of already is stuff that people should be very excited for.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Speaking of Bill Skarsgård, are you excited about Nosferatu?
Oh, what's that?
So it's Robert Eggers, so the guy who did The Witch,
right.
The Lighthouse. He's doing Nosferatu, which is like Dracula before Dracula kind of thing.
Oh man. Oh, that's check that out.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah, I
doing
don't.
he's doing a lot with Skarsgård. He's doing the Crow. The man who was it? One Man versus the World or something.
Oh
like that?
yeah, man versus world or something. No, Boy Kills World. I think it's called like that.
Boy Kills World. That's it. Boy
Yeah.
Kills World. The Crow. And now with this film, he's doing a lot. I think bloody hell.
Yeah. Would you love to play Ghostface in a Scream movie?
Oh, I love that. I was thinking about this the other day. I'd love to do that. I mean, do you mean like the killer, or do you mean the guy actually in the mask? It's different, obviously. They have actors that actually play. I mean, I'd do both. I'd love to be the one getting revealed at the end, who's been a friend the whole time, and he's actually evil. Or even like I've got a guy on Instagram, and I think he played Ghostface in Number 6. But not like the 3 killers in Number 6. Like he was the guy in the costume.
Okay.
And I'll do either. Either would be a dream. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be really, really cool. Haven't seen V for Vendetta, but want to. Love Hugo Weaving. Yeah, that's probably like his best performance. Check it out.
Yeah, Hugo Weaving. Yeah, he's cool. Yeah, he worked with
Reagan says he's gonna head out. Lewis, you seem like a G. Have a great night, both of you. Yeah, later, man. Are you a fan of the Saw movies?
Love him. Absolutely love him. Yeah. Love the last one as well. Saw X is my favorite by far. I know everyone's been saying it.
Yeah, that's probably like up there for my favorite as well.
Yeah.
Either that or the first one.
Yeah.
What will be the next tattoo you get?
Next tattoo you get. So me and her have been talking about getting a. I mean, I could leave it to fans, to be fair. I mean, she's got a massive fan base on Instagram and stuff, and they would happily put stuff in there. but we were looking at like cool tattoo ideas the other day. And I just know I haven't really got anything planned. I think if she came up with a cool idea, I'd get it done. I feel like I've got to return the favor now because she's got bouncy, and I've got it's a matching tattoo. We were talking about it. We were like, it's not for the couple though. It's just for me. It's like this is feeding my ego. So I'm like, no, we need to do something that's that's for her. So I'll let her decide. I'll tell her that. She'll be happy with that. She can decide.
Yeah, I want to see you play the killer in a Scream movie.
Oh, bro.
I would love to see that, man. I would absolutely love to see
Joker, that. You said, yeah, these are great. Yeah, guys did it the other day. A fan did a little fan poster of me on the front cover of Scream, and it looked good. It looked right. I was like, that looks right, and that's got to happen.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Good.
That is good. Let me see if I have any other questions on my list here. So what was your what was it asked, like, what was your favorite part of filming
my favorite part?
Blood and Honey 2? Yeah,
I think it was did I say what was that? Did I say I said earlier about Tigger being like crazy? Do you mean like a moment? Do you mean like a moment?
Yeah, your favorite moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my favorite moment was probably the death where, I don't know if you remember the kill, but when it's on the grate, walk way above me, and I'm stabbing through it, and I catch her foot, and then I'm putting dance, bitch, that one.
Yeah. Okay.
Bitch.
Yeah.
That one, because I think the reason why that was my favorite one was because we did like I told you earlier, we did so many kills, like 5 or 6 a night for that massacre scene. And they got to a point where like I loved it, but we said there's a process. We do a kill, they're dead, on to the next one. It's like bish bash bosh. We've got things to do. So it was like a process. But with that one, I think that was the second night. I think it was. Excuse me. I think it was the second night. And I remember every kill before that was like brilliant. Yeah, on to the next one. And this one, for some reason, it was just so. I think because the actress was great. She was screaming her head off. Louisa, who actually directs Cinderella's Curse, and she's worked very closely with Scott and stuff. But she was really selling it. And then I think the fact there was so much blood used, and I was going absolutely crazy on it. And literally, we had like the makeup team pouring a bucket of blood on me above her. So literally, I was in a shower of blood. And then they were saying, like, they're going, say the line. And I was going, dance, bitch, and all this, and screaming it. And I was just going even more crazy, and then pulling their dog collar. I remember coming away from that kill, and I just remember, it's ingrained in my brain now, but I remember everyone's faces on set were like that was the most disturbing one yet. Do you know what I mean? That was the one where like everyone didn't really stop. They kind of went right onto the next kill. But that one got the best reaction, I think, from the crew. And that was when I even came away, and I was like, yeah, that was fucked up. Like, that was a lot. So yeah, I think that was probably my favorite moment. It's like, if I look back on it now, I'm like, yeah, that was a really nice moment.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Where was Blood and Honey 2 filmed?
It's quite fun actually. So it was filmed in London. I think it was South London for the warehouse scene. But all the Walden Woods bit, that's what it was. It was called Walden Woods where we filmed it. But all the woods bits are like where the Ashdown Woods are. So the 100 Acre Wood, should know that. You know the 100 Acre Wood. That was filmed in East Sussex in England, so right on the south coast of England. And it's quite funny because I remember when they first told me we're filming, and obviously, like, for example, Pooh. So Ryan, he came over from Canada. Piglet came from Scotland. I think we had someone come from the States. Like local different areas. And they said to me, oh, by the way, we're filming in East Sussex, a place called Walden Woods. I was like, no way. And they're like, yeah, do you know it? I was like, I'm in West Sussex. I was like, that's literally like an hour and a half away from me. Not even that. It's such I've got mates in East Sussex. And I was like, oh, right. And they were like, oh, results. So literally all the filming. So yeah, it was filmed. So all the woods bits were filmed in Walden Woods in East Sussex. Huge bit of land. And I think we had a guy called Paul, and he owns acres of this land. And we basically, he was like the location manager of it. And then the warehouse scene for me was all filmed in South London. So it was all very close to me. I'm quite near South London. So like it was easy to get. Obviously, getting me to places anyway, but it was so easy to get there.
That's awesome.
Good.
Yeah. Love to be basically like filming in your backyard.
Basically, yeah.
Would it be a dream to work with Bill Skarsgård for you?
Oh god, yeah, it'd be an absolute dream. I think I'd end up just picking his brain though, because he's such a genius. Like, you just want to find out just like how he came up with the idea. Like if you watched the Pennywise audition tape, have you watched it? It's online somewhere.
I don't believe I have, but I've seen the audition tapes for the kids because it was like part of like the bonus features or whatnot, and
Was
like
it? Oh,
the
was it?
Blu-ray.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like in the Blu-ray. I haven't seen Bill's tape though. I'll
Yeah.
look them up for sure though.
Yeah, but it's literally
Um,
a tape of him in a t-shirt doing his thing, and he's like, the way he does it is the first scene when he's going like, "It's a nice boat, do you want it back?" and all that. And he's literally from that audition tape to then the character in the sewer is hardly any difference between them at all. So I think it's crazy. They obviously saw him in this audition room and they were like, that's what we want for this character. So I think the fact that like there's hardly any difference and like he had it nailed, like he had it
Right.
locked on from like the get go. I think that's so
Yeah.
cool. So I'd love to pick his brain and be like, where did you think of that? So yeah, I'd love to work with him. But I am just talking to him all the time.
Yeah. Have you seen Stephen King's Carrie?
I feel like I have. Let me type that up. I feel like I might have seen that. Carrie, have I? No, maybe not. No, I haven't. No, I haven't seen that. I've heard of it.
Okay,
Yeah, I
gotcha.
need to watch that as well. I need to watch that.
Yeah, I know it was Stephen King's first book.
What was
I
it?
believe. Yeah, it's his first novel. And I think it might have been like the first movie adaptation that they made for him. I could be wrong on that. But
Right.
yeah. I also remember when the movie ended, I was screaming, "No, I want more!"
Really, they're the best movies. When it ends and you're gutted, they're the best movies.
Yeah. I have watched the audition tape of Bill, and it's great.
Yeah. It's cool, yeah.
Alrighty. If you guys have any more questions, throw them in the chat, and then if not, I think we'll probably head on out of here. It's what 11:30 for you right now, right?
11:30. Yeah, 11:30 now. Yeah.
Yikes. It's only 5:30 over here, man.
Is it? You got the whole evening. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You could go out. You could do whatever you want.
That's a good question. I have no clue.
Tasha
has another question. Fire away.
I'm nervous.
Oh boy.
Oh no, what could this be? I'll call her after this, and then we're like, you bloody. I mean, I've got to get a tattoo now.
What's your skincare routine?
My skincare routine. I haven't really got a skincare. I literally use one moisturizer for everything. It's so she's probably bugging me right now. She's probably saying I need to have a skincare routine. I think she's hinting at something. Yeah, I literally have Bulldog moisturizer. That's all I use. At them represent. Yeah, is that one? Is that it? Is she done?
Well, here's one here. Just another comment. Lewis, you've been a delight, and thank you so much for taking the time to answer my questions.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Loved it.
Yeah, thanks for asking questions, Hunter. Natasha says, "No, I'm hinting. Ha ha ha! Your skin looks great."
Cheers, babe. Oh, thank you. Love you. Right.
People Scott and the gang. I can't wait to see what else they bring. Love Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey too. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
I'll tell them. They're always interested in hearing. Like, if I'm texting Scott, I always say, "Oh, I had an interview coming up," or blah blah blah. So I'll let them know that you can't wait, and be very excited because these guys, they're geniuses, and they're coming out of all these insane ideas for the next. How many films that come in? So it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Love you too, baby.
Alrighty. Well done, both of you. Such a great interview. Had so much fun watching. Oh well, thanks, Natasha, for coming in. And then, great having you in the chat, of course. And no, they're not geniuses; they're masterminds.
They are masterminds. They are. Never known. Their brain's so creative. Even like that death I said earlier on the grade. That, by the way, that was improv. That death, not improv, but like Reese came up with that about 15 minutes before we did it. I was meant to kill her in another completely different way. I was meant to snap off her leg or something like that. And he was like, "No, I want to use this. This is such good bit of location here." And that was it. So that's just how their brain works. They just come up with this stuff on the spot, and it's great to watch.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hunter says, "Well done." Thank you, Hunter.
Yeah, well done. Yeah, it's great.
All right. Well, thank you guys for hopping into the chat, and then thank you to Lewis, of course, for hopping in here for another interview over here. Second interview here on the channel. Hope to do more. hoping to possibly get in contact with Scott about doing an interview, or Reese. But
yeah. So they're always open to sort of get like just email them or DM them on Insta or something like that.
Right.
I'm sure
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much again, man. And make sure you see
Yes.
1408. Yeah.
Yeah, I might watch it now. To be fair, it's quite late, but fuck it, I can watch it now. A bit of
Alrighty.
Yeah, I'll do it. Cheers.
All right, man. So, real quick, where can we find you on social media?
So the biggest thing for me on social media, so Instagram is probably my biggest sort of thing I like share on. So it's at lewissanter.actor. So Instagram, yeah, I'm more sort of active on there than anything else. But I'm also on X or Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, and that's just at Lewis Santer X. So I'm getting quite new to X. I'm sort of trying to post on that more. If you ever want to get in touch with me or see what I'm up to or whatever's going on in my life, Instagram is probably the best. I'd say, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Alrighty. Well, thank you again, man, for coming in here, and thank you to everyone in the chat. And take care, everybody.
See you later.
Have a good night. Peace.